everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you are all good. I also hope that if whatever country that you're currently in, with everything that's going on in the world right now, I hope you guys are staying safe. And if your governments are telling you to stay indoors, stay indoors. Our government haven't implied that yet, but you guys gonna try and stay indoors as much as possible. Obviously, if I have to do errands and stuff like that there, then I will be going out. But honestly guys, just stay safe and take care of yourselves, take care of your family, take care of the elderly members in your family, and just, yeah, let's fight this thing together but apart. So today I wanted to bring you a video on how to become a makeup artist, or how I became a makeup artist. Yeah, basically I'm going to tell you my story on how I became a makeup artist, and I also done a little Q&A on Instagram for if anyone had any questions on the makeup industry and stuff like that there. I have been thinking about doing a series on my channel for a while where it was basically like a makeup artist series, just so that I can help you guys as much as I possibly can, because whenever I was trying to become a makeup artist there wasn't much video wise like this. So yeah, I just want that if anybody wants to become a makeup artist, that they can easily jump onto someone's YouTube channel and they can tell them how they did it, and maybe the same will go for them or whatever. I probably should get into the story of how I started makeup. Literally from I was so young in school, I wanted to be a makeup artist. Before that I actually wanted to be a vet, weirdly enough. I love animals, but I couldn't really quite come to terms with the idea of having to put an animal down or anything like that there, or animals like dying. Like, I just wouldn't cope very well with that. So I later realised that wasn't for me. Then for like a small period of time I wanted to be a fashion designer, which I have no idea why. I think it was just because I loved art and I kind of like the idea of like designing outfits and stuff like that there. But that slowly changed, and my granny and granddad, like I always used to do like really crazy makeup and like black like right under my eyes, and my granny and granddad then took me to a makeup counter. They took me to Mac and were like, yeah, can you like sort her makeup out? And the girl was really lovely. She was like, oh, like your makeup's so nice. Obviously my granny and granddad didn't do it as harsh as that, but they were like just like, could you teach her like a way that would be like a bit more like natural and pretty on me to get my makeup done, to do my makeup myself. And the girl was so lovely, did my full makeup, and my granny and granddad were so nice and bought me basically a full makeup bag of products, which is great. So after that I was kind of like, oh, like I want to do this as a job. Obviously at the time I didn't realize that like that was just like basically retail. Obviously she was a makeup artist too, but her main job was selling. So I was like, yeah, oh my goodness, I would want to do this as a job. This is like so cool. And I think I was on like second year at school at the time, so I was about 13, which is crazy because that was 10 years ago. Wow. Basically from then I was kind of like, oh, like I would love to do this as a job, really interested in it and stuff like that there. And I just kind of like, obviously I was like, it was only in second year at school, so you're not really going to start like pursuing your career properly, but I would have always like noticed, I would have like came home from school, took my makeup off that I wore to school, redid my makeup, took photos of myself, which is so funny because now like obviously like Instagram's a thing and like I do that all the time. When I started to get like a little older in school, I started to kind of experiment a wee bit more with makeup. So I would have like got a magazine and basically been like, oh, this, I'm gonna like recreate this look. And like this whole time like I was watching YouTube videos, crazy. I absolutely loved Pixie Woo. I was like, oh my goodness, they're so cool. Like I just want to be just like them. And yeah, I was constantly watching makeup tutorials, recreating makeup tutorials. I would watch like a music video and like try and do that makeup on myself. So I was really like challenging myself and really practicing my skills. And then I think I was in like 5th year at school, and I was like really like obviously in school like you're kind of like building towards your future and your career and stuff. So like every time like I was asked what I wanted to be, it was like a makeup artist and stuff like that there, and I was like I just want to do it as a job. And yeah, like I was just like, this is so cool, like I really can't wait to do this. But obviously I live in Northern Ireland and there's not really much like about that you can get like learning and stuff to be a makeup artist. So there wasn't much options and I wasn't really sure what to do. So my mum was kind of like, oh, like why don't you do like beauty and do that and then like get like a makeup qualification from the tech. But beauty had no interest in me. I absolutely hate feet, so I couldn't really quite come to terms with the fact of having to touch someone's feet. I was like, no thank you. Or trying to like wax someone, it just wasn't for me. I was like, no mum, like I don't think I'm gonna do that. My dad is like an oil man and he delivers oil to someone on ITV, and they had said like, oh, obviously like we have makeup artists working for us and stuff, and she basically advised that it would be best for me to try and get a job on a makeup counter, just to know that I actually wanted to work with people. Because with makeup, like people kind of think it's a really glamorous job, and of course there is glamorous side of the job, but it's also like early mornings, you could be doing makeup, like there's different sides of makeup. There's television style of makeup, there's like glamour like side of makeup. I generally tend to do more the glamour side, so like I get people ready for their weddings, formals, stuff like that there. But at the time I wasn't aware that there was so much different like types to it, and basically she advised getting a job on a makeup counter just to make sure that I was okay with touching people's faces and stuff, because she's like, you don't know who you're getting coming in and you might not want to touch someone. So just to make sure that I was all good with that, she advised that. I started like kind of like asking around makeup counters for a job because I was only 16 at the time, so obviously it would have been quite hard for me to get a job because I was still in full-time education. I got really lucky, and there was a area manager in Estee Lauder at the time, and I think she liked that I was kind of like, yeah, I want a job, like give me a job. So I think they kind of liked the fact that I was quite sure of myself and quite confident in the fact that I want to do this, and like had the confidence to go and actually ask for a job. So she took my name and number and then got in contact with me around Christmas time and basically asked me to be a Christmas temp. I did have to do an, I had to do an interview and stuff, but I actually got to skip the application process, which was good for me because the gal wasn't very intelligent and wasn't very good at filling in like application forms and stuff like that there. So basically I started with as a Christmas temp with Estee Lauder, awesome, and I worked then the previous year whenever I was in sixth form. I worked the previous year as a Christmas temp too. So it was kind of good that I was doing that every year, and they were happy to call me back to do that. They obviously appreciated my work and appreciated that I was willing to just help out and be a Christmas temp. But yeah, that was basically how I kind of started, kind of got my foot in the door. And at this time I was kind of like doing my sister's makeup and her friend's makeup and stuff like that there, and just like practicing like mad and constantly doing little looks of myself. I think I had Instagram at this stage, but I did not jump into Instagram until like a good few years into my makeup career. I just didn't like get into the whole makeup side of things on Instagram, and I really wish I had done it sooner, but I didn't. I didn't feel like I was able to do that. So I've kind of got into that before on my channel, but I just didn't think I was able to like post stuff the way everyone else was. So I was in sixth form and I had finished obviously working in Estee Lauder because it was only a Christmas temp. And in sixth form you kind of finished I think in like May time, then like got off school for summer, and I was just so bored. Like I was like, this is awful. So I was applying for jobs constantly because I kind of had decided I didn't want to go back to school, and I wasn't really sure that I wanted to go to tech either and study beauty, and I wasn't able to go and do a makeup course in tech without studying beauty and stuff first. And I had looked at like makeup universities as such over in England, and they were just so much money, and I was like, maybe if I go and like try and get a job and then save, then I'll be able to go to a makeup like university or something and study makeup that way. So I was applying for jobs constantly and just was not getting a job. I wasn't even applying for jobs that were makeup, like I was just applying for jobs left, right and centre just to be able to get a job, and I was not having any luck. Then one of the area managers from Estee Lauder contacted me and said, hey, we're really short staff at the minute, if you'd be able to come in as a temp and help out. And I was like, yeah, absolutely, that's totally fine. Great, because then I'm having a wee bit of money coming in while I'm in the process of doing nothing. So basically I went in one Wednesday, and they were like, the counter manager, her name is Julie, absolutely love Julie, always have a special place in my heart. Yeah, so Julie was basically like, look, if you don't mind being a temp for like as long as we possibly need you. And she was like, we're gonna kind of need you to work full time and stuff, and I was like, that's totally fine, I'm finished school now and stuff like that there. So basically they were doing a rota and I was working full time and just get paid at the end of every week, but I was only a temporary member of staff, so I could have been let go at any time, just wasn't sure when that was going to be. I was just working and hoping to get a job at some stage. I was still applying for jobs and stuff at this time. And then I was on counter one day and the area manager was in, and I was like, she was actually doing applications and stuff and doing interviews for 2 positions, because obviously the counter was so understaffed, which is why they had to have me in helping out. And I was just kind of like, since I'm helping you out and working temporary for you guys, can you guys help me out and give me an interview for one of the jobs? And I think they kind of like, I think she kind of liked this, that I just asked and said like, I'm helping you out, can you help me out? And she was like, yeah, sure. And at this time they already knew how I worked. Like, I had been working for them for 2 years, temporary obviously, like on and off. So I think they were kind of like, okay, we like you. So I was like, yeah, an interview would be great. And she was like, is there a position you want? There is a part-time position and a full-time position. Is there a position you like want to go for? And I was like, honestly, just give me whatever one that you think I'm best for. So there was a 20-hour contract and a 37.5-hour contract. So that was all good. And did the interview, obviously got the job. So I got taken on as a 20-hour contract, and they then took on another full-time contract. I basically started working 20 hours a week for Estee Lauder and I absolutely loved it. My hours, like I probably would have done like 3 days a week. 3 days a week? Would I have done 3 days a week? No, I would have done 4 days a week, 5-hour shifts, whatever. So I basically felt like I was working full time, because I was working up in Belfast and I live quite far away from Belfast, so I was doing a lot of travelling and stuff. So I worked for Estee Lauder for 3 years. I think I only worked there for about 6 months before I became a full-time member of staff, as someone else was leaving or something at the time, so I got their full-time position. And yeah, it was really, really good, loved it. I then had kind of started doing like a bit of freelance work while I was working there, so I didn't actually do any qualifications in makeup. I just basically started working on a counter and taking clients from there. That's how I started, and it worked well for me. I was always really artistic, so I didn't need to learn the artsy side of things, and I found working on people's faces constantly kind of give me the skill to be able to do it as a job. So yeah, I worked there for 3 years, and kind of by the time of the 3 years of working there, I kind of felt like I wasn't going anywhere. I'd been a full-time member of staff, I wasn't going into management, I didn't really think I had any interest in being a manager, and I just kind of felt I stuck. So I then started applying for other jobs. I had applied for MAC a few times and just couldn't do the interview process for MAC. I didn't get the job for MAC, and I was just constantly applying for jobs, and then I got a job for Dior, which is another story in itself. I literally worked for Dior for a month. I'm not going to get too much into it. We'll maybe do a story time video on that sometime, but that was the most awful job I've ever experienced. And a friend of mine had actually then said, oh, like Inglot are looking for people to apply. So at the time I had kind of already started posting makeup looks on Instagram. I was kind of taking photos, and I had created a makeup page on Facebook to take more bookings. Right, I was doing makeups on Instagram at the time, just kind of doing like the odd look on myself whenever I got a chance and posting. And I had actually got a little follow from Kaylee MUA. So Kaylee had followed me and had shared like a photo of my work and was like, oh, like this. I think she had done like one of those like competition things that she used to do and be like, oh, like recreate this, this and this. Oh, I really miss them. Like, oh, the Kaylee challenge. She should definitely do them again. But yeah, basically that's how I got to know Kaylee slightly. And while I was applying for the job at Inglot, I had kind of said, hey, I am wanting to apply for a job in Inglot, Belfast. I'm just wondering if you could help me out in the application process or anything like that there, because at the time Kaylee worked for Inglot as well and was quite far up in Inglot. And she was like, yeah, absolutely, send me your CV and pop your Instagram and stuff like that there on your CV and I'll send it over to the bosses. I had already applied for the job at this stage, so I'd already sent the bosses my CV, but I sent it to Kaylee as well. And not long after that I got an interview and I was like, happy days. I think I had a phone interview and then I had a like makeup trial. So I brought my friend Lissy in and she basically modelled for me and I did a makeup look, and my lovely friend Emer was the judgy of whether I was getting the job or not. I think she had to like take a photo of what I was doing and send it to the bosses and stuff like that there. So yeah, that was great. Thankfully got the job, and it was a 0-hour contract with Inglot, so you could have worked at 40 hours one week and 5 hours the next. So that kind of was a bit of a shock from me working full time for obviously 3 years to go to working different shifts all the time. But in a way I found it quite good because it kind of prepared me for going freelance. So I worked for Inglot for a year and I really focused on building up my skill in makeup, and obviously Inglot is a lot more of an artsy brand than the likes of Estee Lauder, so I learned a lot more working on counter with the girls. We like kind of bounced off each other and challenged each other, and I think about 6-7 months into my job at Inglot I then got promoted to in-store trainer, which was awesome. So I was then training the staff in store, so I was training them in sales, training them in makeup and stuff like that there, and I feel like that also really helped with my artistry because I was challenging myself to show someone else how to create a certain look. With makeup and like my job with makeup, I kind of fell into it and I got really lucky with it. But I generally would advise to everyone who's wanting to be a makeup artist, work on a counter for a while. I feel like it just gives you experience with hygiene, because I wouldn't have had a clue if I didn't work on a counter and I wasn't taught to sanitize my hands every day and sanitize my tools and clean my brushes. Obviously I kind of had always known to clean brushes and stuff like that there, but it's just it really drums it into your hygiene perspective, whereas a lot of people are like self-taught makeup artists and don't have a clue about any of that. So I do think that is really important to learn. So I worked for Inglot for a year, and then after a year of working there I decided I was going to go out on my own into the big bad world of being self-employed. But I kind of was like, in a way I was like, well, I've worked for Inglot and I am literally doing like up and down hours, so I know how to manage my money. So I was like, if I get like weeks where I'm really dead, it's fine because I'll just know to put money aside from weeks that I'm really busy. So I did a 2-week notice in Inglot, and then I rent a chair in a little salon not too far away from my house, and have been doing that for nearly 2 years, and it is really good. If you want me to go more into how I run my business and stuff, we can do that in another series, but this one is basically just how I became a makeup artist. So that's how I became a makeup artist, and I hope you enjoyed that little story. I'm now going to answer a few questions that were asked to me on Instagram. I'll do this in like every single one of these videos so that you guys can just ask anything that you want to know makeup wise. I'm only going to do like a few questions by the way, but if your question's not popped in here, don't worry. Would you suggest doing an MEA course even if you already did one? If you're not feeling confident enough in like your skills as an artist, absolutely. Maybe not even doing another course. Like if you've already done like a course and you're qualified MEA, maybe do like one-to-one lessons with artists. I myself do one-to-one lessons, and I find they're really good for like artists that just want to learn how to do like maybe a specific type of look that they're struggling with. And I also like, I've done one-to-one lessons as well, like rather than not taking them, but I've went to other artists that do one-to-one lessons, and it kind of gives you that, because I'm self-employed, I work by myself, so it kind of gives you that wee bit of like a feel for how other people do stuff and stuff like that there, and just helps like refresh your skills, because if you are working by yourself it can be a little bit draining and very hard to motivate yourself to like keep challenging yourself to try new stuff. So if you do like a artist to artist lesson, it's really good to basically just help get you like up there and get you inspired and motivated. I think that's actually something I want to do myself again, is go and do like another artist to artist lesson with another artist, just to kind of give me like a kick of creativity. I think artist to artist lessons are brilliant, and I would probably recommend them more so over than a makeup course, because in a makeup course you're usually in a class of loads of other artists, so you're not getting that one-to-one attention, whereas in a artist to artist lesson you're getting full attention from the makeup artist. Another question is, how do you go about insurance and tax, all that kind of stuff? I am insured with a company called Salon Gold, and I basically just pay for my insurance yearly, and it's just a basic makeup artist insurance. Honestly, I couldn't even tell you anything about it, because it just renews itself every year, so I'm just kind of like, yeah, but I know I'm insured, I know I'm covered if anything goes wrong. Or I don't think I'm covered if my kit gets stolen. So there's different like levels of insurance you can pay for. I keep my kit in my house, so if someone's gonna rob my house, they're coming into my bedroom where my kit is, and you ain't gonna get it. So yeah, I highly doubt my kit will be stolen. Never know, it could be in my car sometime and someone could, but I would just have to go and buy a new kit because I'm not insured that way. But my insurance covers me. It's basically like public liability insurance, so it's covering me for the fact of working with the public. And then for taxes, I have an accountant, so he deals with everything for me. I don't really have to worry about too much myself. I do always I don't do it at the end of each month. Every time I'm kind of like getting ready to get my taxes and stuff sorted, I will tally up what I've earned every month. I always write on the day what I've earned from each client, and I write the days that I'm in the salon and stuff like that there on my diary. So I just tally that up at the end of the month, and then I keep all my receipts for what I'm spending and deduct them off what I've earned. And then I also deduct my rent, so I get receipts from the salon or the owner that I rent a chair off, and I deduct that off what I'm earning. So then what I earn is obviously after all my outgoings, and then that is what I would be taxed on. But I just give that to accountant and he does all of that for me. Takes the stress off me. I don't have a clue about all that. That's pretty much what I do. I hand it over to someone else to do it for me. How to get your name out there in a saturated market, in brackets small town. I would kind of classify where I work as a small town, and I honestly think it's word of mouth. It's taking the time to spend with your clients and making sure you're doing looks that they like. For me, it took a while. Like my first year of business probably wasn't great, but I would generally be a lot busier now. What I would even recommend doing is throwing up wee offers. So if you have like a Saturday that you've only like 2 clients in and you've like loads of spaces, throw up an offer and charge your makeup prices a wee bit cheaper, because people will come in for a cheaper price, and then once they've came to you and they've seen how your style of makeup is, they'll be a dedicated client. I found that's really worked for me this year. If I have maybe had a wee bit of a quieter Saturday, I'll throw up an offer and people will book in. Then most of the time, if they like your work, they're going to be a loyal client and they will pay the money when you're charging more money for it. Also, I think getting like people to model for you and doing looks on them and posting it, just I think you kind of have to be constantly posting photos of your work, posting offers and stuff like that there. If you're not showing your work and stuff to people, you're not going to get the work. Like I see like artists near me and they're never posting new client photos. It's like they post the same client photos again and again, and people are going to be like, well, what way does your photos of makeup look now? Like I try to always post newer client photos so that people are like, oh, that's nice. And it also gives people like something to come and show you whenever they want their makeup done. It gives them something to show of what way to get their makeup done. But yeah, I just think posting constantly on your page and trying to get your name out there. Some of these questions are the same as well. Like a lot of people are asking about insurance and tax, and I've just already answered that. Another question is how you found your own style. I still don't think I have found mine, and it's been a year. I have been doing makeup for 6 years, so my style has changed a lot over the years. I think it's just about practicing like mad. And I also feel like every makeup artist has their own style anyway, because you're going to do a look and it's not going to look identical to another artist's. I think it's just about constantly doing makeup looks and finding what you like to do. Like I have different styles of makeup because how I do makeup on clients is totally different to how I do makeup on myself, and also how I do makeup for Instagram. I do really crazy Instagram looks, but they're not what I would do on clients, purely because they're not very wearable. They're not really very nice to actually see in like person, if that makes sense. And a lot of my clients would kind of be like, oh, I like want this look, and show me like a crazy like cut crease, and I'm like, yeah, no, that's not pretty. I just kind of find looking straight on people, it's not the nicest look, so I would try and always advise my clients to go for something a bit softer that is actually pretty, rather than looking very harsh. Obviously if that's what they want to go for, I'll say, look, I would advise something like this would maybe be a wee bit better, but if you want to go for that, it's totally up to you. It's your makeup at the end of the day. So I kind of feel like I have different styles of makeup depending on what it is, whether it's Instagram client makeup or my own general day-to-day makeup. And I think it's just all about practicing like mad, and your style will come out. Like your own style of makeup will come out, and I think like people's styles are constantly evolving and changing. If you've only been in the industry a year, you have loads of years to get your style. Just focus on building your clientele, practicing your skill like mad. Like if you're only in the industry a year, you should just be creating looks like crazy and really building your skill, and your style will come from creating more looks and more content. Best way to clean makeup brushes. This is going to be the last question I'm going to answer, and if you just want, the next time I do one of these videos I'll put another question and answer thing. Yeah. Best thing to clean makeup brushes. I once used laundry detergent and it ruined everything. In between my clients I use IPA, so I disinfect all my brushes with that, and it's just spot cleaning and getting rid of all the nasty little germs. Or else I'll also use surgical spirit, just depending on what I have. I go between the two, both disinfect everything, so it's totally grand. And then for a deep clean I will either use baby shampoo, the Barbara Hoffman I think it's called, brush soap from, you can get it in like a makeup pro store and probably somewhere online, or else occasionally Fairy Up liquid. Don't really like Fairy Up liquid because I don't think it conditions them and stuff, but mainly the Barbara Hoffman brush soap or baby shampoo, just because it's going to keep them nice and soft. But obviously something antibacterial is going to be a lot better. The Barbara Hoffman brush soap is more better to go for. But I actually clean my brushes when they're already clean, if that makes sense. So I'll not like get a dirty brush like that has like foundation on it and give it a clean. I'll clean it after I've already cleaned them with my IPA or surgical spirit, because I feel like that lifts them, and then I'll just leave them to dry for like a day because they take ages to dry. So yes, I hope that answers your question good. Yeah, so I've answered a good few of your questions, but I'm not going to answer any more. I will obviously do another video like this again. I'm thinking maybe of like going into like my favourite brushes, or like my makeup kit or something like that there, or how to build a makeup kit and stuff like that there. So if you are interested in future videos like that, please give me a massive like, and that'll let me know that you want me to film content like that. And yeah, I hope you have a great day. I hope you are staying safe, and yeah, I will see you guys later. Please like, comment and subscribe. Bye!